So you've been on your spiritual path for perhaps years, maybe even decades. And all it's done is left you perhaps with an empty bank account, but more importantly, lost, empty, unfulfilled. You've read 1,000 books. You've sought 1,000 teachers. Some have been good, many, well, perhaps weren't exactly what you thought they were going to be. What now? What is it that we need to do to understand how should we move further forwards? How do we go through this? How do we find the answers that we've been looking for? It's funny, most of the students that I have in my trainings are not people that discovered things 2 weeks ago. Most of my students are either therapists, seekers, and not seekers as in I've watched a few YouTube videos and a few reels on Instagram. No, I'm talking about people who have been on the path for decades. And they trust, for some reason, me. And I show them what they've been looking for. Yet it takes a certain point to be able to recognize what it is they've been seeking. Those that go far, because even within my students, not everybody gets the same level, especially within the same time period. But those that go the furthest are the ones that realize it's not about seeking. It's not about ticking something on a to-do list. It's not about an experience. It's about understanding. It's about comprehending. It's about embodying. It's not another fad. It's not another course after course after course after course. It's not about being part of a billion-dollar healing industry that pushes course after course after course, selling to those people addicted in their own healing. If you're addicted to your own healing and you just love going over and over and over, never quite getting to the end, never quite just looking for the next new thing, you're in the wrong place. Feel empty after years of a spiritual path. Are you seeking a realization? Or do you enjoy? I know that sounds strange, but do you enjoy the cycle, the ups and the downs, the rounds and the rounds? You enjoy the path you're on. Perhaps even this feeling of emptiness gives you reason, gives you excuse to go and do another thing. When you're ready to realize, when you're fed up with that emptiness of years of walking the spiritual path, perhaps it's time to go deeper. As I said, this is the case of many of the people I work with, many of my students. And it's also, I mentioned, other people that come to me, therapists, other practitioners, other. And whilst they have a huge skill set, it's they're missing the, as some have put it, the icing on the cake, the final stage. If you're looking for that icing on the cake, that final stage, perhaps you are in the right place. That doesn't mean to say the work I do is easy. It doesn't mean to say the path will with me. If you still hold expectations, if you're still tied into that cycling, if you're not ready to move forwards, if your mind is still there, then perhaps it's not the time to work with me. But if you are truly ready to understand what it is you've been missing, perhaps if you are tired of walking the spiritual path only to be left empty, perhaps it is time. Think about it. When you have been walking your spiritual path and you've really been reading book after book after book, all you're doing is intellectualizing stuff. When you do course after course after course, all you're doing is experiencing stuff. Yet, if you take one true, honest thing, whether it's with me or whether it's another one, there are some very, very powerful systems out there. Yet, for example, people who dabble in, let's say, transcendental meditation, people who dabble in it and do it for get the book and find out the 10 mantras that are offered and try it, and get bored after a month or so and move on to the next thing. They're not going to realize anything. The people that think the magic of transcendental meditation is hidden within one of those mantras are mistaken. And this is why even Maharishi said it's not about the sentence or something like that. I'm not quoting him. I'm not very good at quotes. I don't believe in people who quote something that comes from something else to make themselves look more intelligent because they read a book and memorized information. That's not what it's about. To be able to quote 1,000 different types of structures from Tantra and yoga and all the lines and all the levels and all the stages and all the steps and talk about them and discuss them and philosophize them and intellectualize them. What's the point? How do you find the answers? Intellectualizing stuff isn't going to find you the answers. Experiencing new stuff isn't going to help you find the answers. Walking the path until you reach a point. If you work with me, if you work through, as I mentioned, transcendental meditation, you will get to a point of realization. Where everything opens up. There are people that have had full Kundalini awakenings, and they realize them through transcendental meditation. That is one way to do it, to have your own. If you wish to be guided, and when I say guided, I am not talking about someone intellectualizing stuff for you in a conference. I'm talking about Shaktipat, the energy consciousness that guides you without words, without shock and awe, to a point of realization for you to go further. How do you seek to get it? And even with transcendental meditation, they say, if you really wish to use that path, don't buy the book. Seek a true teacher or guide of transcendental meditation. Once again, to help you down the path. And there are more systems that do this. Another one I can talk of, perhaps, is CAP. But be careful when I say CAP, because I'm not talking about the second CAP. I'm talking about the first CAP. I'm not talking about Kundalini activation process. I'm talking about Kundalini awakening process, which was created by Dr. Morris, who is now deceased. Now, granted, I have had students walk that path and not get to the end. That doesn't mean to say no one got to the end through that system. But so there are, as I've now named, two systems other than Shaktipat, which is what I work with. I do not have my own system that I have built that is my own and unique and branded, and I offer something that has been around thousands of years. Nothing new. Shaktipat. And then once Shaktipat has been realized, Shivapat. That you will find very few circles that talk about it. Only a few masters will talk about Shivapat. If you wish to find out more about Shivapat, there are certain forms of yoga of the Siddha kind that talk about it. So I've now given you 4 possible options. If you're fed up of feeling empty after walking a spiritual path for years and years and years, to perhaps find what you're looking for. If you're interested in the others, go look them up. If you're interested in working with me, you'll find me at theawakeningenergy.com. And yet don't just run off to my website and sign up. Watch the videos on this channel. Perhaps even go to my other channel, which is very similar to this one. It's The Awakening Energy Transmissions by Skeed, where I offer simply energy transmissions, Shaktipat, for you to discover what it is. I also have some sessions on this channel. Have a look for them. Listen to the other teachings and explanations I have on this channel. Do your research about me, what I talk about the other systems they talk about. Some of them are easy to find, some of them are very hard to find. And then when you're ready to stop feeling empty on your spiritual path, take the step to move forwards. See you in another video. And don't forget, if you like those Shaktipat sessions, I also offer weekly group sessions online, live, which you can also sign up to at theawakeningenergy.com. And if not, simply subscribe to the channel so you can come back and watch more videos at a later date. Perhaps even hit that notification button to make sure you can still find the channel before it disappears from your YouTube webpage, your homepage. Perhaps even share the video. Leave a comment. See you in another video.